Sustainable Development Goals do well to remind us what our society is striving to achieve. They represent the image of an equitable, inclusive, and progressive society that our businesses, our CSRs, and we ourselves must work hard to achieve. To reflect on how CSR has been able to deliver on these goals, we would like to now bring forward Ms. Madhura Talegaonkar, Head CSR at Bajaj Electricals. Ms. Madhura comes with 15 years of experience in corporate social responsibility, diversity and inclusion, and volunteering. At present, she is the head CSR at Bajaj Electricals, where corporate responsibility encompasses sustainability, diversity, volunteering, and community. Her previous experiences include working and consulting with investment banks, media houses, and other corporates on CSR. She has won several accolades and awards, such as the most talented CSR leaders and most impactful leaders at the World CSR Conference in 2015 and 2016. Thank you for joining us, ma'am, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Yes, thanks for having me over, and my compliments for organizing this event and of course being bang on time. So I am not going to take a lot of time to start. I'm also going to introduce my colleague Zaosh, who is here along. Going to talk on something very crucial, where the SDGs and how they really matter, and right from conceiving a project to actual final execution and your involvement of the company at various levels, right up to your employees, how have we managed it and actually made it an exemplary project for others to emulate. So Zaosh, would you just go ahead and play the film?
Yes, ma'am, I'll do that. Is this audible and visible?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. I'll go ahead. We're going to Kargil, which is going to be a 6 to 8 hour drive from here, having some stops in between. I would just like to say thanks to Bajaj, thanks to the CSR department, and thanks to GHE for making this happen through. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Bajaj also has a separate CSR department, which they do a lot of CSR activity. So this time in CSR, they have decided to go for a different concept like rural electrification by installing the solar panel. So in this they have taken association with Global Himalayan Expedition.
I will take away that thing that how you welcome your guests, because in Mumbai it's not that culture, because you are so busy, you don't have time to entertain any guest. But those people welcoming so many unknown people, forget being your relatives or something, not even your friends, completely unknown people, and then making them feel like home.
Abran, where we did the educational center over there for the children, where we installed computers. 10 computers were installed for the children, and we installed 2 solar cells grids also. And the happiness what we saw there with the children, and I was really happy with the villagers also as well. Like the expecter, we saw their happiness, we saw like the way the reaction was there, like it'll help them in learning and all the future, and really hope we can do such more things more.
आज हमारे स्कूल में पहली बार कंप्यूटर लैब सेटअप किया बजाज इलेक्ट्रिकल फाउंडेशन और GHE ग्रुप ने किया। इसीलिए हम बहुत खुश हैं। मैं सबकी तरफ से आप सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कहना चाहती हूँ।
do a lot of direct implementation, but here being in such remote locations and doing it hands-on definitely is a different experience. With our employees whom we have brought along in this expedition, it has definitely made a difference because we understand what goes into actually implementation.
We could see the joy on the house owner. They were very happy, and they gave us the position of God. They said, you are just like a God to us, which was a very different, I would say, a very different moment for us.
I feel that not us but lot of corporates and another team should come and join hands for such people who are living in remote areas.
Okay, so this film, whenever I see, it just brings a smile to my face, and also is actually the very raison d'etre that you say, that why people choose to be in the sector and work in the sector. One of the most remotest areas, of India, and we were very keen. We have our late MD, Mr. Anand Bajaj, had this vision of ensuring that we were very inclusive, in our approach in CSR, whether it was Jammu and Kashmir or Leh Ladakh or Northeast or Deep South. He ensured that we would look into projects which really would have a greater impact for the people who are really far off and could be included in our fold and our work. So we'll go back to the core presentation as to how this beautiful body of work that you see right now doesn't happen on its own. Of course, it happens when you have good partners on ground, and how we use this change maker project to identify the best of the professionals in the organization who are working diligently on CSR, on employee volunteering. And we actually have this ranking and rating, and we integrated them to take them. So when corporates have this, performance incentives taken out somewhere outside of the country, we take them here internally to these projects so that they can put their hands right where they can feel a sense of belonging and take memories for a lifetime. Whichever organization they continue to work with or remain with us, they then become not just change makers, they become change champions. Yeah. So I quickly tell you a few slides. So how we're going to do this presentation, I'm going to talk about a couple of slides which talks about what SDGs are and how we thought about this project. And then my colleague Zaush will focus on the key deliverables from this particular project and how we are working upon it, not just for a single year project, but how we're going to be working on in the remotest areas. So quickly, I will talk about SDGs relevance in India, how to link CSR projects with the SDGs, and the achievements and why we then ended up picking up this particular project. This is a little bit about Bajaj Electricals, how we have fared from a single person department to actually winning awards. This case study, an award-winning case study, and we just recently won an award for it. How go and So you can see that this transition has happened not overnight. Identifying key crucial areas and what should be the focus, which is the last point, was also thrust upon, and you can see that in the next slide. I'm not going to waste too much of time on these slides. Identifying specific areas and agenda for the 2030 is what was thought about. So SDG 1 is no poverty, which is not necessarily a utopia, but something which we consciously want to work towards: zero hunger, good health. 2, peace, justice, partnership for goals. And partnership meaning actually connecting to corporates, governments, non-government organizations, community organizations, individuals, and then working sustainably to ensure that this has become. A lot of corporates are even mapping their actually core sustainable targets for the corporate along the SDGs. Here we are trying to focus only on SDGs and the CSR. Next. So there was a lot of exercise that went into identifying key areas which we need to focus on, and we can't really put all our fingers in all the pies. Amongst these areas that were available to us, we decided what is our efficiency, what is our expertise, which is of course, you know, basically in the electrical space, in connectivity, reaching the last mile. We thought we will delve upon that a little bit more, and those who are not being connected even to the last mile through the formal channels of power distribution or transmission line towers, we would then reach out to those, ensuring the fragility, the beauty, the geographic compulsions are maintained, and then design programs around, and so that there's a lot of inclusion also felt, establishment of connectivity and inclusivity is very strongly built in, and there's a specific bond of those communities and our employees. Next. So I don't need to go through this, but the CSR in India is of course not necessarily, we moved from what it was earlier, philanthropy, to inclusion by law. And from there, at least a good point that happened was a lot of funds were available for very meaningful programs. The plus point is the corporates really think through how they need to design and how to get the best out of every rupee invested. So those are I'm not getting to the negatives. So those taking those plus points from the corporate cultures to work on CSR projects and to get the best out of it, I think this program was then designed with an input from not just the lighting, luminaire, the CSR team, the company's senior most management, the partners on field, the surveys that were done, the grassroots participation, their involvement, not in terms of just the time, energy, and a little bit of fees also, and the commitment to maintain the project. So a whole lot of exercise was done to ensure that this project can be unfolded. Yeah, next. So CSR primarily works on very simple goals. We don't talk about very, big ideas, but we deliver on specifically areas which is very easily comprehensible to a larger audience: sustainability, diversity and inclusion, employee volunteering, and community initiatives. We ensure that all these 4 pillars and the commitment to SDG were quite integrated in this particular project. Next. The core areas in which we are committed under this project: ensuring environmental sustainability and promoting its education is one area that we are operational in. Next. Yeah. So now we're going to be specifically talking about in the next few minutes on empowering Himalayan communities through focusing on these 3 areas of managing the environment, improve the access of quality education, and securing the energy for the future of India. If you can see, even the goals numbers 3, 4, 7, 15, 8, and 13 have been included in this case study. Next. Yes. So empowering Himalayan communities, it started on 28 September in last year with a commitment to work on for 3 years and build the relations of the corporate employees as well as the communities that they're going to be engaged in, using the expertise and the funds and the relationship and understanding. So it was not just a one-way traffic. our employees were going to be equally nourished, were going to learn about different geographies, different cultures, inclusivity, and the efforts it takes to be there and just apply yourself, whatever you have, and come enriched out of it. So we actually gained more as employees of the company from this particular project than we could ever think of giving. A vision of Mr. Shekhar Bajaj, who heads the company, his late son Anand Bajaj, pretty much getting fulfilled through initiatives like this. So I'll hand this project now to my colleague Zaosh, who's going to talk about the vision, the execution, and the sustainability part of it. Zaosh, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. And so just talking very quickly about the vision was that it is not just a short-term or a short, oriented project. It's also a more long-term 3-year program where we're impacting various communities in the remote locations in India. And we're trying to create access to the most basic necessity of all, which is often energy. And at the same time, as ma'am explained, we also try to create, change makers and leadership. I mean, most of us, we would be probably not having as much exposure to the outer world and not be able to, usually the ones who are in the other departments, at least CSR, fortunately, we do get to, go out and see projects, but those people got a chance to really understand the on-ground challenges of doing such programs and really understand how difficult life can sometimes be in those areas, but how cooperative and, initiative and how intelligent people there can also be. So the purpose behind our project was very simple. We chose 2 locations. One village, it's a village of Abran in Zanskar. We set up a computer lab for a school. The computer lab included, machines and a smart TV setup as well, and hard disks so that the children have access to data even offline. Similarly, we chose a village called the Pans village of Lamayaru, and we again electrified the entire village. So this was 35 households. Moving on. It was very simple. We obviously, we identified the organization. We, worked with them. We found the vision. We understood where they would like to, implement these projects. And similarly, we chose our own team members. 2 of our own team members from CSR team were also chosen to go for this expedition, as well as 4 of our top CSR champions. So we wanted to really encourage people to understand that, employee volunteering is one aspect of it, but actual implementation of CSR program comes with its whole different set of challenges. But it also has a lot of qualities that allow you to, engage, adopt, and, evolve, and also become, in some sense, learn certain leadership qualities that perhaps you may not get a chance to in your routine work. And that was really the intention of, having this kind of a cross-functional learning between our people, the monitoring partner, the evaluation partner, and the implementation partner as well. So that's how we were trying to do this project as well. As far as execution goes, we were able to set up a computer lab, as you mentioned, and we also were able to electrify an entire village as well. So the whole idea was to give them solar panels and specific, for example, devices to charge their mobiles. And also in the village, we also electrified the common areas by installing solar street lamps. So the intention here was to create a kind of a mini grid, which would then be able to, run the requirements and meet the energy requirements 100% of the project. And talking about impact, I always, whenever I open this slide, I always look at the left-hand side and I look at smiles per hour. That's my impact, very honestly. Like Madhura ma'am also said, it's the impact numbers are just one thing. The smiles on people's faces is what we're trying to achieve. And yes, we've also managed to reduce some amount of carbon emissions from the environment and, give access to energy. So I think at the end of the day, if you're able to create smiles in the faces of some people, I think that our impact has been achieved. So yeah, with that, I would like to conclude. Thank you very much for your time and your thoughts. And I think we're open for questions now.
Yes, thanks, Josh. So should we be taking questions directly or is this going to be anchored? Question answer session? So I think, Zaosh, if you can read out the question, we can take the questions quickly over here because for the want of time, we can't stretch it for longer. So maybe 3 quick key questions we can take up from there. I can see a question is integrating volunteering along with leadership, how difficult it was to take the management, take it to the management and senior leaders. What is the plan to scale the program in mountain communities from just 1 to 2 schools or 1 to 2 villages? A mass program across with the committed support from funding or implementation. Okay. Isn't it too small? Okay, so 2 villages, fine. Basically, I will talk about volunteering, and Zaosh will talk about the scale of the program and our commitments, not just with GHE, but we also do solar electrification. We have taken this project as a case study. So there are a lot of solar electrification works which are done, which are need-based. One of the crucial areas that we work in as a company is what exactly is the need of the community. Randomly, we don't have these large programs running across. We have a very, very beautiful program called as Bridge the Gap, even in education. It's so much of hard work, I can't tell you, but each and every school is approached with a thorough mechanism to understand what their requirements, which are quite different from a school probably very much in the vicinity. So on solar electrification, the size and scale of it, Zaosh, you can combine those questions and answer. After you do that, I'll go back to volunteering and management.
Correct. So talking about the scale and size of the projects, I think that, this is again, like I said in my last slide, impacts are only numbers. I don't want to go by numbers. I would rather go by smiles per hour, as I said. In terms of scale of projects, for us, it may seem like, oh, you've just electrified 10 or 20 households, or you've just electrified one little school. But that's not how you have to look at CSR. CSR should not just be about numbers. At the end of the day, CSR is also about the impact and also the uniqueness of the projects that you do, and the ability to target stakeholders in a way that really impacts their lives as well in a positive way. So for you, it may be just a few solar panels installed in one village, but for us, it's one village that we have brought away from the darkness of being disconnected from the grid. And yes, exactly, this is exactly some of the problems that are there in development that you have highlighted by saying that isn't it too small. Because when you are blind to the smallest things in life, then perhaps sometimes you're missing the big picture. And this is how I would like to answer your question very honestly.
Also, please understand the scale of operation will be very different if you're doing it in a region which is very accessible. So for this particular project, we have a multi-year approach. So we'll be doing this project year on year. We'll be covering up villages and schools because it's very remote. There is seasonality to it. We can go only in 4 to 5 months of the year. And the whole idea is not just to cover it up, promote tourism through these efforts. So we're doing a healthcare center post-COVID so that they're prepared. We are doing from Leh Ladakh. We'll also be working with an organization to work in another remote area. So it's very challenging to work in these remotest of the areas. If you can just ask the team the number of days that they to engage to just go there and be there and trek out to those villages. So the areas of operation, that's why nobody would want to really work in those areas as much, because the intensity is very different. Also, one of the core areas that we work on is to create demonstrable models. So since we are not very large funders, organizations can look at these exemplary projects, what it took to understand, make a case study like we have made for this, and they can replicate it with the larger funding that they have available with our partners. We're completely open to that. I come back to this question because I don't think we'll have much time, more than like 2 to 3 minutes. How before that, I'll answer a shorter question. Is BF working directly or through NGO partners? We have different modes of working. We work directly through NGO partners. Sometimes we do direct projects because we are in the line of electrification and transmission line. Sometimes we work through partners, and now largely we are working through our Bajaj Electricals Foundation, which has become very active in the last 2 years. That's one question I've answered. Now, secondly, yeah, my last question I will just answer quickly about the employee volunteering bit and the management. Fortunately, it was a diktat, I can say, or it was something which was very close to the family's heart. The Bajaj family is known to be nation builders. So they were very clear that every employee must do something along with the regular work to have individual responsibility, departmental level responsibility, and as a whole team, a corporate social responsibility. So we have a very detailed program which is ingrained not just in volunteering, but also embedded in our performance management system. So yes, it works if you have a very healthy, open management. It comes from top down. culturally to blend, what is the expectation from the top to what is the demand from the middle, and what is available for people to do at and on the field. It takes a lot of an ask, but over the 7 years, we have been able to streamline this through CSR modules, through different partner organizations that we're working with on volunteering, and then integrate volunteering with our CSR projects, which has also helped give our employees a much larger exposure. Like we have these champions on each department who are their leaders in their department who very proactively work even in our CSR projects.
Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful presentation. It was great to see all the work that Bajaj Electricals has taken. Thank you, ma'am.